Tonight, we've got new Jurassic World animation to discuss. We've got a trailer update and some more comments from David Koepp. All that and more. I am Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream here from the Jurassic Park Podcast. I'm excited to be back yet again. Another week. Here we are in the books. It's in the books already. We barely even started. But thank you to anybody who's coming back to the show this week. Really appreciate you. Can't believe you'd come back after, every episode that I've done. It's been completely off the wall, off the rails. Maybe this one will be too. Who knows? Who knows? Let's think. Will it? Yeah. Glad to have you back, though, nonetheless. If you're new here, welcome. It's a wild show from time to time, but I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody new that shows up to this show. And if you're lurking out there, you're good. Just keep doing your thing. Appreciate you. But we've got a lot to discuss tonight. Like I said, we've got some animation stuff to talk about, a trailer update. More comments from David Koepp, some from last week we'll touch on. I don't think we touched on them in the last live streams. I did do it in the episode. I talk too much, so I never know where I talk. But let's go over to the website, JurassicParkPodcast.com, where you can find this week's episode. One of those aforementioned places where I talk too much. This is the other one. But the podcast episode is on JurassicParkPodcast.com, episode 403 with myself. I talked about the recent Jonathan Bailey photo, Chaos Theory potentially ending, who knows, and what was it? Oh, David Koepp talked about mining the books a little bit from Crichton, so that was cool, and then there was an event. So I covered all of that stuff in the last episode. It was just a news update. I was just like, there's a lot of news. Let's discuss it. So that's out there on the feed. So go check that out. If you're new here, go check out the Substack, which is just not loading. So let's just hit refresh. There we go. This is the most recent one. There will be a new one dropping pretty soon. So keep your eyes peeled there. But back to me. What's everybody doing here tonight? Hopefully everybody's been doing good. What am I saying? Let's see. Oh, this is what happens when you start reading. What is my hair doing tonight? I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Alex, what's up? Alex, how you doing? We got Ninja Master Nick here. How's it going? Nick, appreciate you being here. We got the Bingus man, the Bingus man, or the Bingus man. I don't know. Which way do you say it? We've got Spinorex. What's up, Spinorex? AHQ. Let's go. We're doing it. Let's go. JV Travels. What's up, JV Travels? We've got Jurassic Souls. Thank you so much. Appreciate you with the super chat. So excited for the Rebirth trailer. I wonder what dinosaurs they will show. How do you know there's going to be dinosaurs? Are you spoiling something that I don't know about this movie? Because I haven't seen any dinosaurs in any of the promo images. There's been no dinosaurs at all. So I'm excited, though. Yeah, like, seriously. What? I don't know. Like, oh man, let's just talk. Let's talk about let's talk about this trailer for a minute, because I know we've done it before plenty of times, and you're saying I hope we get an in-gen secret tease. So I'm gonna sit up here. I'm like too excited now to talk about this. If we're gonna be talking about, like, what are they gonna show dinosaur wise, I imagine they're gonna, well, it's the first trailer. So there's not necessarily going to be any plot or anything It does feel late in the game, so I don't know if they'll just kind of jump to it, but I don't think so. With the Super Bowl, I imagine it'll be like a 30-second spot, and then it'll say, "Go check out the movie," or the full trailer, 2-minute trailer online. Right now. So I imagine we'll get a longer version online, but I don't know if they'll set up the story. A lot of times when a first trailer drops, they don't really set up the story. That's just kind of like cool sequences, cool visuals, stuff like that. You get some of the characters and things. And then like the second trailer is like where they start to talk and start to like actually reveal information about the movie. But I can't predict what they're doing this time around. It's very difficult to predict. But if they do reveal any information about it, which, they already have revealed a lot of the plot, so why not just throw it in there like the 3 biggest, most colossal creatures, and then we see those 3 creatures. That would be really cool to see, like the 3 big ones that we've been talking about for a while now, to get those out of the way, just get that out there for everybody. And then, like, I could definitely see like a secret tease, like the whatever that InGen thing is, if it's InGen oh no, wait, you know what? I think we're on 2 different pages here. If there's an InGen secret, which in my mind I'm thinking about that sinister secret thing, whatever that is. If they tease that, if that is an InGen tie or something like that, that would be really cool. And I think it would be awesome to kind of see a little glimpse of what we have to fear in this, because, I know we'll have some tense moments with, the 3 most colossal creatures, but I don't think that's where the true heart of the story is going to be. It's not going to lie with those creatures, where it's going to like really scare us and get us concerned for these characters. I assume it's going to be with whatever this secret thing is, So I wonder if they'll give us like that tone. We'll get to see maybe a stomp or an arm or a few, or a head. I don't know, like something. Probably not the head. Or teeth or something. We'll get to see something, maybe. But that would be my guess. I hope they keep it to a minimum, and I hope we get quick glimpses. I think if they're going to do this the old-fashioned way, the Spielberg kind of way, then I imagine it'll be save it for the movie. We'll get the full glimpses in the actual movie. So that's what I'm going to guess. We only get the 4. The big 3. Whatever those 3 are, which we know what they are. And then the secret thing, whatever the secret thing. Now, let's go back to Jurassic Souls for a minute, because I know you were mentioning an InGen secret tease. So, yeah, I think you meant that more on the nose as far as, like, do we get, like, a shot of something InGen related? I think we could. I definitely think we could. I mean, yeah, it depends. Like, what... I think if we're going to see like an old facility, old something or other, I would imagine these movies are really good for like a vehicle that's overturned and you see, the InGen logo or something like that. I think like that's something we could get, but I don't necessarily think that like InGen's going to have like a massive presence in this movie. I think it's just going to be like backdrop for whatever the story is they're telling. I don't imagine it's going to be like an InGen-centric kind of story. So that's just my thoughts. But I do hope we get that tease. I think that would be really nice. I think, I wonder, with all of the connections to like Jurassic Park and them really wanting to lean into that, I wonder what kind of Jurassic Park references they will add into this. Will there be a Hammond voiceover of some sort? Will there be footage from Jurassic Park? Like, I feel like they could do that. A lot of movies will do that. I know they were having a hard time selling like the Marvels, and Marvel, when that movie came out 2 years ago, I guess, they were having a difficult time like selling it to people. It was a great movie, but the marketing campaign was weird. And at the end of the day, they like towards the end of the cycle, they're like, let's just throw some like old Avengers stuff in there, just to get people hyped. And I feel like they were hyping it up in a way that didn't really tie in with the movie very well. So I hope we don't just get fluff tie-ins, like I hope whatever they're referring to or wherever we're going, if we are going to this island or that island, hopefully get a reference to it, like maybe like a before and after kind of thing. That would be kind of cool. But it was blurry for a second. But yeah, I hope we get something like that. I think it could be quick and painless, just kind of referring to the past, letting people know this is what we're trying to get you to think about. That's all they've been doing. That's all the marketing has been doing so far, is we want you to be thinking about Jurassic Park before you head into this movie. So that's my guess, is we're going to get something Jurassic Park related. But will that be in the Super Bowl like live broadcast edition? Will they waste precious millions of dollars on old footage? I think it's possible. I think it's possible because they want people to look up and be like, because it's a football game, and wherever this airs, if it airs before kickoff or after the first play, or before halftime or after halftime or something like that, it has to spark interest, right? So it has to actually get people to look up from the chips, get out of the fridge for a second, because during the football game, it's the biggest game of the year. Like, people are going to be sidetracked that aren't only there for trailers. Like, I am there for trailers. That's what I'm there for. But like, I know a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are there for the game, so they have to distract them away from the game. So I think a clip or footage of Jurassic Park would certainly do that. And like I said, it could only be like a 2-second clip of some scene that relates to something going on here in this movie. Like it could just be footage of a Jeep driving, like imagine when they're going from the helicopter to the Brachiosaurus, and then it's like you see the Jeep, you see Ellie like stick her arm out the Jeep or something, and then the next shot is like an overturned Jeep that's just destroyed and wrecked, and like then the camera pans up to do something else completely. I could absolutely see something like that happening. So that would be kind of cool. And it could tie into like the InGen of it all as well. But yeah, anyway, thank you Jurassic Souls for the super chat. That was not on the topics tonight, but let's go ahead. Hey, oh, look at that. I didn't even realize that's what the question was. Oh, I gotta pay attention, huh? Musimo, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you think we'll get the tease of the sinister secret in the first trailer? Yeah, I really hope so. Again, I think so there's two things, right? The tone that they've been trying to relay to us is that this is more akin to Jurassic Park, and it's going to be scary. So they've given us those two things, right? So I imagine we're going to refer to Jurassic Park, but we're also going to see the scary side. And I think the scary side is going to be whatever happens with the sinister secret. So again, it's not a story trailer, so it's not going to make a ton of sense probably, but I think at the end of the trailer, it's the best spot to just drop. We're going to have a lot of like happy stuff, fun stuff probably in the beginning, and then the final 5 seconds of the trailer or something, a shot. I could see a shot like a rolling in on the ground of like maybe that temple or something, like, I don't know. and it's dark, it's wet, you see the water on puddling into this temple, and then just boom, the smash down of whatever that foot is. And I imagine it won't look normal. That's my idea. It won't look like a regular dinosaur foot that we've seen. Like something like that to give us an idea of, oh, this is sinister. This is something weird. Something weird's going down. So whatever we do end up seeing from whatever that dinosaur is, I imagine we'll get something weird. That's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts here on this show as I'm talking. Very clear. Didn't need to say that. Thank you, though, Wizamel. Really appreciate it. Carlos, what's up? How's it going? I forgot. I was still just saying hello to everybody. Let's see what else everybody's saying here before we move on to our topics. Can't wait to see what they pulled from the novel. Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to see whatever that is. Oh, yeah. That we didn't talk about that. I think that's what I have planned for later. I hope we don't see too much of the dinos in the trailer. Some quick flashes and roars. Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. When I say the big 3 dinosaurs, I'm imagining it's just like 1, 2, 3. Like it's just a quick 1, 2, 3 punch of whatever those things are. So that's what I imagine. I hope we don't get a lot of the plot shown in the trailers because, get ready because you're going to get everything shown in the trailers. It's a Universal produced trailer. There will be everything in the trailer. Maybe not this one. Like I said, not this trailer, but certainly the next one. And then everything after that is going to reveal the entire movie. So get ready for it. Yeah, 30 seconds of pure long grass glory. Dude, I mean, like, just like I said about that roll in on like the temple floor, but just strike that. Imagine a field, all right? Just slowly rolling through the field. Just you see the field, like it's just like going around the camera. The branches are just like falling down, and then we just get like a raptor jump out of the field. Like that would be great. That would be awesome. That would be a perfect trailer. Hopefully it doesn't reveal a lot. Yeah, I agree. Jedi Jarvo, hey, how's it going? We're looking forward to the Rebirth trailer. Can't wait. It would be amazing to get a glimpse of something important from the past. Yeah, so yeah, we're all on the same page here. I think not that like I said a Jeep or something, but like that wouldn't necessarily be important. But if there was some connection to something in the past, I don't know what it would be, but like, maybe something Sorna related that could be kind of cool, or but I don't know what the connection would be that would be like, wow, like we could uncover something that you just never realized from the first 2 movies. I don't know. There could be something, but hopefully it's like I said, a connection to something, and we get a glimpse of like the before and the after. I think that would be kind of cool. Now, I imagine, if the trailer, it depends on when the trailer airs, but if it airs before kickoff, the trailer, it's going to be there, right there. Like, it'll be simultaneous. It'll be on live TV and also online. Maybe minutes apart or at the same time. I imagine the same time. I don't think it's going to be like, wait until after the game. The only time that was really cool was when they're like, guess what? There's a new Cloverfield movie after the game. And you're like, what? I gotta stay up and watch a whole Cloverfield movie tonight? That was amazing. So that was really cool. But I don't think they're gonna do that. It's just gonna be like, as soon as the trailer drops on the TV. What's up, Jason? How's it going? Do you think, this is a good transition here. Do you think the first trailer will be released during the Super Bowl? Well, since I've been talking all about the Super Bowl and the trailer and all that, I would say yes. And that is due to lots of information, but we've known about this for a little while, that it would be in the Super Bowl. But here we are, deadline, Jurassic World Rebirth, Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible, the final, or just final reckoning, among expected Super Bowl, don't know that number, movie trailers. I just looked that up the other day. That's a 30, I think? 39? 30, 39? Is that it? I don't know. Why did I look it up? Oh, because of the mark. I was looking it up because of an Iron Man suit. The numbers. It was like, what version of a suit did Iron Man wear? Anyway, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to go down the 35-yard line and try to win the Super Bowl title. And, during the game, please stay after the game to watch the trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth. I hear there's going to be dinosaurs in it. Anyway, it says Universal 59? Oh, man. I don't know what number it is. Let's just look it up. L in Roman numerals. 50. Oh, wow. Way off. 59. I thought it was 3. 30, I mean. 59, okay. I don't know. Hey. I'm talking about Jurassic. I don't know anything about Rumen. I don't know anything about Rumen. Let's say, wait, hold on. I don't know anything about Roman numerals. That's not even how you say that word. Anyway. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Universal, the number 2 studio with $1.88 billion domestic in 2024, will be wowing with trailers for How to Train Your Dragon and the Scarlett Johansson I just completely made up the fact. Oh, no, it does say her last name. Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala. I can't read all these things. I'm going like brain dead. Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, starring Jurassic World Rebirth, July 2nd from Gareth Edwards. But that's it. that's it. But like, it's good that Deadline is reporting on this. We've seen it before from trailer track, I believe, on like social media. And it was just to be expected. Now again, let's just give it a little click here, see what's going on the old Deadline. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all. But anyway, there you have it. A semi-good confirmation here. It does say expected or whatever it said, but among the expected, yes. So I expect it. We all expect it. It should be there. It's going to be there. So keep your eyes peeled. But my question is, like, will this pop up, on, let's see, what day. So the Super Bowl is not this weekend, it's the following weekend. So I imagine it would be great if like Monday, dude, if Monday, February 3rd, let's just kick off that week. It is always the case that when the Super Bowl pops up, you see a lot of teases, right? You see a lot of social accounts or celebrities or brands teasing something. And it's always like, we know it's the Super Bowl trailer. Like, stop playing coy. We know exactly what you're talking about. So I would love it if they pulled from Superman and, what they did with that movie and James Gunn, how they marketed that first trailer. That's really what I want. So I would hope Monday, like, let's start the hype train. Let's get that going. Let's get, some people out there talking about it. Let's get, on Monday, we can get like a teaser, a social media teaser of like something small, maybe, that last thing that we saw was Jonathan Bailey holding the egg, right? That was the last photo that we saw last week. How cool would it be to just get a 5 to 10 second teaser, horizontal, whatever, or vertical. I mean, doesn't matter. Vertical shot, for your cell phones of Jonathan Bailey picking up that egg, looking at it. Scarlett says something. Boom. The trailer, Super Bowl, LIX, whatever it was. So that's what I want them to do. I hope that would be really, really cool. I think that would be really cool to just tease it on Monday, get us hyped throughout the week. Maybe another Variety article, maybe a Deadline article, or maybe, an interview on a talk show or something, and just say like the trailer's coming. Let's start to get the hype going. And then, then Friday it's like another tease, or maybe we start to learn about the score, and we get the announcement of who's doing the score for this movie, and it's just like a quick video of the music or something. And then Sunday, February 9th, and so we're all getting hyped, we're all getting ready. We know that when we sit down at the Super Bowl, we're gonna be watching that trailer, and you give people something to talk about, to say, I can't wait for that trailer. I'm so excited for that trailer. Because the general public still does not know. I saw, what was the account? Is like Culture Crave or something on Blue Sky that was just like, Jurassic World Rebirth trailer expected, on the Super Bowl, and people were in the comments just like, oh, what? There's another one? Or is that Scarlett Johansson? Is this blah? And it's like, whoa, we still don't know that there's a movie coming out. Lots of people still don't know that there's a movie coming out. So get people hyped this week. Get them hyped this coming week. Not this week. Next week. Get them hyped next week. I forget what week it is. Monday, February 3rd. Start that. The groundhog had just come out the day before. And then the groundhog's like, is that a shadow of a dinosaur? Like, dude, give me that. Dude, 1 week. And it just says that. 1 week. A dinosaur. Dude, I'm giving you Universal. Call your boy. What are you doing? How sick is that? Boom. The groundhog's looking around. It goes like this. And you see the shadow behind it. And it's a dinosaur shadow. And it just says 1 week. Dude, like, come on. Hype us up. Let's go. We need to get hyped for this movie. You need the fan base to be hyped. I'm going to start screaming more often here. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for this movie. Anyway. I'm just thinking in my head of thoughts. Yeah, in Gareth Edwards we believe. Yep, for sure. Yep, I hope we get stuff throughout the week, for sure, absolutely. A little tease like the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom one before the trailer would be so cool. I don't even remember what happened for that trailer tease. My headphones are gonna die. I gotta plug them in. I'm not even wearing headphones, you're saying to yourself. But I have them over here so I can hear the music for some reason. Oh yeah, because I just don't want it to be blasting. That's right. Gotcha. That would get you pretty hyped. Yeah, it would. Yeah, and yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you gotta get that conversation at the water cooler. You gotta get it in like another place. The car, the garage, the car place. I'm trying to think of places. The bank. You go get money and you're like, yo, hold on before you get your money out of that ATM. Did you see we're getting another Jurassic World movie? Or you're like in line at Subway and you're like, bro, to the guy, you just tap him on the shoulder, the guy in front of you, and you're like, I can't, did you see this news? Dinosaurs. That's what I need. Like random places on the internet, like other places that you just don't have only the fans talking about it. Because we look like crazy people when we're the only ones talking about this new movie that other people don't even know exists or was filmed or is coming out. at all. But anyway, let's move on to our next topic. We'll come back to Jurassic World Rebirth. We'll be right back after this. I did have like a be right back thing. I'm not gonna mess with the stream. You gotta wear Jurassic World Rebirth merch to the gym. Yeah, dude, you go to the gym and like, dude, just do it mid press. You're like laying down. You're like, hey guy, hold on. Did you spot me for a sec? Did you see the new trailer? That they're gonna be another trailer? Okay, you gonna? Yeah, dude, that would be so sick. Let's get that gym life going, bro. We need to have the conversation starting everywhere, okay? Glad you just came into that, though. Hi. Anyway, let's slow our pace here for a moment and talk about some animation. So we'll be back to Jurassic World Rebirth in just a quick minute, but we've got some animation here from this company, Humana 3D Production Services. And I don't know much about them, but, you know, looking at this image here, I do see some things that I've seen before. I mean, I know of Cloudy of a Chance with Meatballs. I don't think they did the movie, but maybe they did the TV show. This is moving all too fast. We've got Bubble Guppies. Bubble Guppies. I know that show. Bubble Guppies. Monster Trucks. I mean, I know of Monster Trucks. We've got, I don't know. Angry Birds. Yeah. And there's another dinosaur show. So they put this on their website. Kind of wild. They just threw it into, you're wondering, why are we here? Well, recently we talked about the, I forget what it was. Oh, Jurassic World Explorers, right? It was a more of a kid-focused production animation for the Jurassic brand. And here it is. Let's just go ahead and take a quick look at their reel. So they posted this reel on their website. Look at this. Jurassic World Explorers. Boom. Right there. And that's it. That was the entirety of the reel. So let's go back. Let's take a quick look at everything. I think I can slow this down. Let's slow it down half speed. And we've got a green raptor. So this is probably the raptor squad here. Yep, we got, oh, that's a nice shot. Let's go back to that 10 seconds back. That's all the way back to the beginning. Let's see if I can scrub through this. All right, so we got part of the raptor squad. I don't know. We are 10 years post Jurassic World, and there's still zero identity to the Raptor Squad. They are just generic colors. I know this is a kid's show, but like, if you've been following along with Jurassic in any way since Jurassic World, you know, from the movies to the promotional materials to the toys to the theme park attractions to legitimately everything that has the Raptor Squad in it, there's no connective tissue to any of them. They are all so different, trying to capture what was in Jurassic World, but never doing it so thoroughly. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's just one of those things that it's just like, it's kind of shocking that here we are 10 years later, and it's still not exactly what they were able to produce in that first movie. Again, I'm not just like getting angry for no reason. This is like 10 years of never being able to get the dots right. But let's and I say dots, I don't mean like on the skin pattern here, but I mean connecting the dots from movie to whatever material you're making. I like this though, throwing up the egg, and we got blue there. Blue always looks pretty good. You know, maybe the tone is like this is like a skin palette that they've gotten on blue for a while now, whether it's toys or whatever. I am zooming in way too much on this. I don't know how that just happened. Oh, there we go. if I can get this pause. Oh, there we go. Good pause. So there you go. You can see the Raptor squad right there. Can I get rid of that? Yeah. I don't know which one's which. But I can't even look at my... So I'm looking at the Amber collection. One of them's... So you got Blue, you got Echo, you got Delta, and Charlie. I'm going to say... You know, the weird thing is... Whatever... internal materials that they use to identify these raptors has been wrong from the start. And these colors in this show are the correct colors that they've been using incorrectly. So I'm assuming that that's going to be Charlie, Echo, Delta. That's my assumption. So we got Blue. I'm assuming Charlie, Echo, Delta in that order there. Delta being all the way in the back. So we'll see. But yeah, we're going back to that time frame, which is really cool. It's going to be fully a kids show. So like I've said before, I imagine this is going to be like a 7-minute, 8-minute, like length show. I'm trying to look up, like how long is a Bubble Guppies episode? It's saying like 24 minutes, but I just can't imagine that this is going to be like that. Maybe it will, and I imagine it's like split up into like several parts or so. Like you probably get like 2 episodes per episode. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how long that show is, but not that would be a direct correlation. But anyway, it looks cool. It looks nice. It kind of looks like Lego-esque in like the Lego shorts and shows and things that we've seen, from like some of the character designs to the backgrounds and things like that. We've got, which I would assume is Bumpy here. I think they may have mentioned Bumpy in the like press release. Did they? I don't know if I can find it on the fly here. But anyway, you got a Bumpy looking Ankylosaurus there. You've got a T-Rex and you've got a Carnotaurus. So yeah, they're really hitting the basic features that we've seen from Jurassic World. And this, to me, I would love it if this was like kind of like that show that we've always been wanting, but more of an adult-centric show. You know, we want to see the day-to-day of Jurassic World. I think this would be a great opportunity for them to make this a day-to-day Jurassic World for kids, obviously, showcasing the fun that the dinosaurs are having. You know? Let's see. Four of these dinosaurs are dead, probably here. But it's fun. I think it could be a cute TV show for kids to just see like what were these dinosaurs like in their day-to-day stuff. Will we see an Owen, or I don't know. I don't think so, but I mean there's certainly the chance to do that and just have like anybody do the voices. I think they've done that for, the Lego stuff. I think Bryce actually did it for them. But yeah, I think you could certainly see like some day-to-day life of these dinosaurs in the park and have as many seasons as you want. It could be really cool. So that's what I'm expecting from this. So yeah, it's very, very cute. Spinorex here says designs are pretty cute. I'll have to get my younger cousins to watch it. Yeah, for sure. Like I said before, I talked about this previously. I think it's all part of the cradle to the grave experience that all these brands want to, get you into. They want you to be excited about Jurassic from the moment you're born, right? They want you to be a toddler or whatever and just be into Jurassic, and then from there you would go to Camp Cretaceous or jump over to some of the Lego stuff and Camp Cretaceous, Chaos Theory. Then you get into some of the movies, and then then you're a full fan, and then they're still making the movies as you're an old person like myself. So I think this is going to be fun. It's going to be kind of nice, fluff, fun stuff. Not obviously non-canon. We don't have to concern ourselves with any of that stuff at all. But yeah. So it looks fun. It looks cute. And let's continue on just for a second. Oh, we got another shot there. Yeah, I don't know if it's Bumpy. I guess Bumpy would have had one of the horns, right? Is shorter. Yeah, the right one when you're looking at her. So I guess that's not Bumpy. Plus, canonically, since I just said it's not canon, but canonically speaking, Bumpy would not have been alive at this moment. And canonically speaking, is that Rexy? Because she would not have been that small. Have you seen Jurassic Park? She was bigger than that, okay? And she would not have gotten along with a pack of raptors. But nonetheless, it looks like they're squaring off for a game of football. A little uneven because there's only probably 3 raptors on the other side. But I think this is fun. It looks cute. I love the designs. It's, something that will be used to produce toys and other materials, books and things. So, it's doing its job. It'll be fun. All of these things are, it's constantly flowing out. So Jurassic wants to get in on the PJ Masks, the Spidey and his amazing friends, the Paw Patrol, the Bluey. They want to get in on all of those things, that are taking up the market space for young viewers. And Jurassic is letting that go. Like, they're not tapping into that market at all. So here we are. We're going to be finally tapping into that market. There was some other shots of dinosaurs in this. I don't know if they were part of the same thing or what. I feel like they looked a little different. But we got some Rick and Morty. We've got, I guess they make that. I don't know. It's a long sequence. Yeah, whatever this is this this looks different, whatever this is. It feels different, right? Does it feel different? I'm just going to bring up my other screen here just to compare. Huh. Weirdly, when I go to their website, this video is not there. But yet I'm on their website right now. And maybe because I haven't reloaded the page, did they take this down? Confirm this for me. Anybody go to hhanimation.com. Do you see this video? Because I don't see it anymore. Let's go to a different part of the website. Is there anything else? So the interesting thing, I know Muzamil here says detail in the foliage feels different. Yeah, the foliage is giving me like the initial teaser for Camp Cretaceous. Like when we saw that raptor in the foliage. It feels exactly like that. It's got that haze to it, that like warmness, and the same kind of, it just feels like the same palette with the green and the reds. But I'm looking through their website, and I don't see another project that would fit this bill. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that this would be anything else. They have 2 other dinosaur shows. One's called I Am Dinosaur, and then the other one's Chomp Squad. Those 2 are very, very different from what we see here. So this is 19 seconds in. Let's just go back here. Yeah, it does feel very different. Yeah, like I said before, this kind of feels like kids' toy background plug and play, like Lego pieces kind of feel to it. When this one feels like ultra realistic, like absolutely not the same design whatsoever. But the dinosaur feels very similar. So would you create another dinosaur program with like a... I mean, they look pretty similar style. But the eye is very different, I think, on this one. So whatever this is looks very cool. And we've got some other shows. Oh, Chip. Oh, no, I don't know what that is. Here's Chomp Squad. Some other shows. Peter Pan, or whatever it was that Jake and the Neverland Pirates, maybe? I don't know. I forgot I was running at half speed. Yep, but there you go. Oh, dude, I love that they had that green, like, T-Rex chasing after the monster trucks, because that's, like, part of the toy. Anyway, so yeah, I went to that website, and the video is not on, like, the landing page where it was before. And actually, it still says HH Animation Partners, and then nothing else. So, yeah, like it says HH Animation Partners, but when I go to their website on my computer, it's not there. So I don't know if they've like just got word that we should not be having this on our website and let's take it down. But yeah, there it is. Let's give it a refresh. Let's live dangerously. Here it is. Seen it. You loved it. Reload. Boom. Gone. They took it down midstream. I guess somebody caught wind that we were streaming about it. Apologies. Should I check my emails right now? Should I be like worried? Are they going to send me a letter, take this video down ASAP, edit this entire sequence out? What are we doing here? But anyway, you saw it. Sorry. Yeah, anyway, it's gone. It's gone now. So cat's out of the bag. Let's move on to our final piece. We've been going for an hour, but let's move on to the next one. We've got quite a bit to discuss, so stick around. Let's move over again. So we're going to be talking more about Jurassic World. We'll quickly go over the last part from last week. So let's go over to this again. This was when was this? January 25th. This came out, which would have been. Yeah, after the stream last week, so it was only for the episode that I did this week. But he was David Koepp was talking with Variety about the movie Presence that he wrote, and he talked a little bit about Jurassic World Rebirth, which I was like going absolutely crazy over before. So we got to get back into that vibe. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to chant and cheer at the gym, at the bank, at the water cooler, because they asked like, oh, what was the impetus behind the homecoming here to the Jurassic franchise? And he says the first two movies were two of my favorite experiences ever. And Steven said, what about starting over? Let's try something all new. And I said, oh, that's a cool idea. What if blah blah blah? And then I threw an idea back, and that's it. Caught. And you do that all the time with your friends and collaborators, throw ideas back and forth, and sometimes they catch. Usually they don't. There's a pressure because it's gonna cost a lot of money, and there's gonna be a big expectations and blah blah blah. But there were no pressures at first, just a pursuit of ideas. So, we've heard this kind of sentiment a lot about me and Steven work together. got through this and started fresh, started over, started from scratch. So yeah, just confirming that some more. And they followed it up with a great question. There isn't even a source novel you're pulling from for this one, right? No. I reread the 2 novels to get myself back in the mode, though. We did take some things from them. There was a sequence from the first novel that we'd always wanted from in the original movie, but didn't have room for it. We're like, hey, we get to use that now. But just to get back in the headspace 30 years later, is it still fun? And the answer is yes. It still is, or it still really is. Dinosaurs are still fun. Yeah. So there you have it. Again, this is kind of, it's from last weekend, so I'm sure everybody's talked about it to death, but still very, very cool to find out, that they're pulling from the source. Like that's just what we've always wanted. That's exactly the kind of conversations we've wanted to hear from the start when it comes to a new movie, whether it was Fallen Kingdom or even Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Dominion. Especially like the last 2, I've really wanted them to pull from the source material. There's so much good stuff in there that you could pull from. So why not do it? Like, why not, make an underground raptor nest? Like, do that. Like, make that a thing in the actual movies. That would be incredibly awesome to see and super terrifying. Again, that could be like another teaser like that we get on like a Monday. Like, it's dark and you hear noises as a camera is moving through a cave or something, or like an underground facility, and like you hear just constant chatter of animals and creatures and ripping and barking at each other, and then somebody lights up a flare or something, or puts on night vision goggles. I think that's what they do in the book, and they see everything. Boom. Sunday. Something like that. It would be so sick to have moments like that. So if they want to pull something like that, what kind of things do you think that they're going to pull from the novel? There's so much to pull from. I think there's a lot of really great ideas. Yeah, like for me, that's certainly one of them. That was I forget what part that was in the first book, but like, yeah, I wrote notes when I reread last time, and it says Descent. I guess that was the chapter name, Descent. Ellie goes into a hole. Gennaro is too afraid to enter the nest. He goes in, slightly falls in. Green eyes, dozens around him. Tiger-striped raptors, adults, juveniles and babies. Underground man-made structure, 30 raptors. Baby notices them, but adult does not. No eggs. Juvenile raptor rubs against Ellie. Got a leather collar. An adult hears juvenile make a noise. Close call. Using night vision to count the eggs. 34 born. Animals lining up. Adults and young. Maybe some kind of communication? So those were my notes about that moment in the original book. Again, that was just notes. And like to read the actual, script of it, the actual, draft that Michael Crichton wrote, like so much darker and scarier. So that's the kind of stuff I would love to see in this movie. What was the other one? I want to see poison. Let's see. Let me look up poison here because I want the poison eggs. That's the number one thing that I want from these movies. And again, I'm so shocked that it never showed up in Dominion, but they never had a moment to even do it. I really wanted Grant to inject the eggs, poison some eggs, and then lob them at some raptors. That's really what I would have loved. We didn't get to see that, but there's still a chance we could have that happen here. And we get to see that kind of thing in that last image that popped up last week. We get to see Jonathan Bailey holding an egg with a syringe type thing. Obviously, he's trying to get stuff from the eggs. He's not trying to inject. But what if we reverse it? What if we get some poison or something and inject it in to the eggs? Like using, imagine that. Like they have a syringe. For some reason, the syringe is still on it, and it's like, it's got the DNA that's useful for them. One of the 3 massive creatures. And they're like, hold on, I've got an idea. They take it out, they get rid of all the injection in there, and then take it and reuse it for poison to inject into eggs. So in the book, Grant and company are trapped in a lab. Grant gets to the hatchery. He finds poisons. He injects poison into the dinosaur eggs and rolls them to the raptors. The raptors bite the eggs and begin to die. And another raptor bites a leg into another raptor, and they begin to fight. It's an all-out fight to kill the last raptor. So that would be something that would be incredibly cool as well. Getting poison eggs. And obviously, a huge one, is the raft, right? They notice the rafts below. They make their way towards the raft and come across a sleeping T-Rex. They try to sneak around the Rex, expanding the raft and getting into the water. Oh, yeah. So opening up the raft quietly, getting into the water. Lex always coughs at the wrong time. The Rex hears her and wakes up, hops into the water and chases them. They distract the Rex with a dart gun. The juvenile Rex steals the big Rex kill and angers the big Rex. It turns around and chases the big Rex. Okay. And they escape. So, yeah, I think like a river raft sequence would be incredible. I had brought this up on the podcast, but like, it's very clear. I should bring it up here, actually. The concept art for Jurassic Park Survival. Not sure where it is. Well, it's not on. It's not on their website. Oh yeah, IGN had it. Here we go. Let's go back to it. So they had this post here. I think it was in here. Wait a second. Where was it? I posted it apparently on my website. But there was this sequence, which is, where was this from? Let me go to my website then, I guess, and see if I probably didn't, but Tom wrote this. Maybe Tom did. Where is it? Tom, did you put this under moving? Oh yeah, he put it on the moving images, but with no buttons. So yeah, wait a second. IGN. This is the website I was just on. Is that image no longer there? There's only 4 images. That one, that one, that one, and that one. Where is the other? Is it supposed to be up here? Like, is this just not loading? Or did they remove it? What's going on tonight? Why is things getting removed? Why are we stumbling upon removed items? So this is my question, is which I brought up on the podcast, is we have not heard anything about this game. Was there a chance that they had to rework the game a little bit to remove a raft sequence? Because they don't want to have a raft sequence in here and then a raft sequence in the movie. I think they don't want to step on each other's toes a little bit. So maybe there was a chance that there was never going to be a raft sequence, and then, then the movie started to go into production, and then they're like, we're going to use that raft sequence, so they have to cut it. You have to figure out a new way to get her across the island. Am I wrong? Or did this... It seems like it came from this website. I don't know. Look it up some more. This is just me sitting here while I research on my actual computer instead of just the iPad. Yeah, I thought it was on the... I actually thought the initial concept art thing was on the website. Yeah, I for some reason I thought it was on, the survival... website. I don't know. It's not really even coming up in a Google search for the raft image. It's barely coming up. I see my post or Tom's post. I see other people screenshotting it for YouTube and stuff. I don't know. This is a tricky one. See if the wiki, Jurassic Park wiki fandom, whatever this is, has where it came from. Doesn't say. We talked a little bit about the trailer, or at the beginning of the show, sorry. But yeah, and then going back to this comment here, I feel like they should keep the raft sequence in-game as a selling point to live the movie experience a bit. Yeah, I mean, that's fair too, but I don't know. I mean, if it's too similar or something, I think they would probably want to cut it. But I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. I mean, again, that was concept art. It wasn't in-game alpha footage or anything like that. There was a shot in the trailer, I believe, that had a raptor on a dock, like in a boathouse, jumping out of the boathouse onto what seems to be a boat. So I think there's a chance that they could have changed it already, and that raft image probably never should have got out there or something. Again, I don't know where that came from. That's weird. But yeah, and I know AHQ had mentioned Outpost just reported a new unannounced game, not Survival or Evo 3. And yeah, that was something that like is super unconfirmed in a way. It was just from a LinkedIn posting from somebody at Universal, I believe, who listed out a few different games, and there was like a to be announced or something to be determined or to be announced. So there was like another game potentially. So that's barely any kind of real confirmation, concrete anything. But the potential is there that there is another game out there. Maybe. But anyway, we're not talking about games. We're actually talking about something else. We were talking about sequences from the novel that could be used in this movie. Oh, Claire here has a ton of them. A ton of ideas. Whoa. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not even a ton of ideas. It's one idea that's repeated on my end. I don't know if it's showing like that on YouTube, but I see Claire Bryan's comment like 15 times here. And you had said, let's bring it up here. A scenario where Levine and Diego arrived on the island and suddenly something went wrong almost immediately. Yeah, I think that could be something like maybe in the beginning. They could certainly use something like that. If maybe, I don't know, like I'm still trying to figure out how this family plot really ties in and gets to be a part of this movie, because there's a family, with like 3 kids or something and a dad, and maybe that could be something like that where there's like a guy like operating a boat or giving them a tour or so, I don't know, something like that. And maybe that kind of scenario is kind of what you're discussing there. It's kind of like a substitute for it, but barely. But yeah, he did say it was a sequence from the first novel as well. So I just like to think of all, like, not even, he said there is a sequence that they wanted to use from the first novel, I believe, right? Is that what it was? But that doesn't mean that there's not sequences pulled from other novels as well. Yeah, he said there was a sequence from the first novel that we always wanted to use in the original movie. But I do think he reread both novels, and there's a chance that they could pull from either of those. If they're talking about this major sequence, sure, it's part of the first novel, which I think is probably the raft sequence. It's tied into so many things. It gives new life to Jurassic Park the ride. Like, imagine a world where we don't have to redo it to the Jurassic World edition, but we can, I mean, I know it is Jurassic World Rebirth, but we can give it a different, maybe if they want to update it, they can give it a different overhaul completely and more keep it to theme, but like, it's a Jurassic World Rebirth version or something for the river adventure in Florida. But yeah, the raft is something that's been used constantly. What else is there? First novel, Baby in the Crib. We can obviously have a terrifying intro to this movie. That's possible, but it doesn't seem very likely. There was one that I had written down. So when I last reread the book, I wrote down like potential for stories in the future. Like, what are things from the novel that I was like, this is really interesting that I wouldn't mind seeing explored in some way in the future. This one, not so much, but I think it certainly could play into something at some point. Dodgson mentions dinosaurs as pets in the novel. He assumes InGen can sell millions along with their food. So that's where it becomes real, right? Like, so dinosaurs as pets dumb idea. Like, it's a terrible idea. But when you think of it as, we're only doing this so we can sell you food, and we can make billions upon billions on food supply. That is a lot of what happened actually in Dominion too. It's like, we're going to make biosyn crop, and they're not going to eat the biosyn crop. Yeah, they're not going to, the bugs are not going to touch that field. There's something in that field. So you got to buy only biosyn food. So I could definitely see something like that explored in the future. I still want to see, like, I know it's not going to be like Dr. Wu, but like Wu's death from above, like that was just like really cool, like having the raptors on the roof and stuff like that. And then the Lost World, if there was anything ever pulled from that, there was a whole chase sequence with the cage, I think would be really cool. I think a raptor had it like attached the cage with like Arby in it or something. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, let's go back to this. We got to move this along a little bit. Spino Rex said, my mind immediately went to the river chase or Grant versus the raptors where he poisons the eggs. Yeah. Hope the family actually ties in and it's not just a coincidence. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a coincidence. In my mind, it's probably just a coincidence. Yeah, dude. Trailer is there. It's real. It's a thing. For real. It's somewhere out there on a hard drive. Just waiting for us to watch it. But anyway, that was the first article I wanted to discuss. There's a second one from Slash Film that also chats with what's his name, David Koepp, and Jurassic World Rebirth writer sees the new movie as a chance to start over. So I guess they did an episode here with David Koepp, and he said, when Steven Spielberg said, hey, do you want to try to come up with a new one? It had seemed to me that the tone and characters of the movies changed every 3 movies. So after the first 3, it changed into Jurassic World, which was a different tone and wholly different characters. And then that came, it seemed, to a logical conclusion. So, Jurassic World Rebirth seemed like a chance to say, okay, now what? So again, very typical sentiment that we've been hearing. And again, like a lot of these comments are similar in nature. You know, they're all very similar. And it seems like the clarification is getting better and better, like, which I really appreciate. And then there was some more information. David Koepp says, we didn't want to deny any events that occurred. The new film is set in that world. But how might that world have changed in the last 5 years? And whose story is this now? So it was a chance to start over and still play in this incredibly fun sandbox with the enthusiasm of a big studio behind you. It was the best of all possible worlds. And Steven and I got to do the absolute most fun part of filmmaking, which is, hey, what if? And then you just make stuff up. I almost said something completely different. But again, we're, confirming some more. We're clarifying again. We didn't want to deny any of the events that occurred. Settling people and saying, look, everything you've seen so far has occurred. It's still part of this journey. It's still a part of that world. It's still set in that world. But things have changed. And whose story is it now? So I think that's interesting. So what has changed in the world that has made these dinosaurs realize that we can only live in a few different areas, or very warm, temperate climates or something, what has changed in that regard? And the idea of like, whose story is this? I don't know. Whose story was the first trilogy? I feel like it was which I appreciate, it was the dinosaurs and the islands story. That's my vibe. I feel like the first 3 movies, the story was the dinosaurs and the island. And there were characters sprinkled around and plot points sprinkled around. The first movie, the focus was certainly on Alan Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm was a little secondary, even though he's, obviously a major part of that movie, but his story was a little secondary to it because we got to meet, Alan and Ellie from the start and see their entire journey. The Lost World switches focus completely. So it's, they didn't just sit there and say, whose story is this now? All of a sudden it changed to Malcolm's story, and it's Malcolm's journey at that point. But I still think it's about the island. It's about how dark that island is, how different that island is. What is on that island? What's lurking out there? The dinosaurs that are out there. It's about taking the dinosaurs from there to somewhere else. It's not really about Malcolm. He's part of the journey, but he's not really the story, the center of the story. Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, again, it's Grant, focuses solely on Grant really this time, with Kirby's and things like that around the edges. But it's him, and it's his journey and his reflections and things like that. So I think, but the tone for that one is a little more human focused, I think. But you can certainly argue, I think, that the journey is more about the dinosaurs and communication and things like that as well. So I do think, for the most part, the original 3 are just dinosaur island centric. The third, or the 4th, 5th, and 6th movie are fully character driven in a way. I know they're not the deepest of character journeys or anything like that, but it's the story of those characters. As much as the dinosaurs being part of an island, leaving that island, flourishing potentially in the real world, which has always been it's just been a lesser focus, right? Everybody's kind of complained that I want to see more of that. I want to see what, why, how did this happen? Blah, blah, blah. So I feel like the dinosaur island and location of it all kind of got the secondary story, even though it was trying to be the sole focus in a way, but it felt like it was the journey of Claire and Owen and then Maisie on top of that. So for this one, I would love it if we go back to, this is a story of dinosaurs and where they thrive, whether that's island or wherever. I think that would be great. I think that would be a great focus. And then, like I've said before, if we go to a second movie here, Rebirth 2, we don't need to have a sole focus on only Scarlett, only Jonathan Bailey, only whoever, Mahershala Ali, whoever makes it out of this movie. We don't need to have a sole focus on those characters. We can maybe focus on one of them. I think that would be great. Just like the original. Take cues from the original 3 movies. Just hop around. Acknowledge the fact that these stories exist, but just hop around. So I wonder what they decided. Whose story is this one? Because to me, when you read the synopsis, they linked the original synopsis here. So what is this? The planet's ecology has proven largely inhospitable to dinosaurs. This is all about dinosaurs, like, and how they relate to mankind, I guess, and how they relate to where they live. So I just hope the focus will be about the dinosaurs and like how they thrive and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't want it to be a focus on the characters. I want the characters to have great stories for sure, but I don't need it to be the sole focus. So again, I know that's what people didn't really like about Gareth Edwards' Godzilla movie, but I liked it. Like I really liked that movie. I really liked that movie, and the fact that we could forget about most of those characters and follow one, which is what I really love about the Monsterverse, is like the characters are obviously like continuing on. You've got almost nobody. There's like maybe one or two, I think, that carry over from like the two scientists that carry over into King of the Monsters, and then like what's her name? 11 and Coach from that Friday Night Lights. They carry over from King of the Monsters into Godzilla v Kong. And then the podcaster guy carries over with the scientist into the next movie. So like I love that about those movies. And I can't wait to see who's next. Who carries over next? What two characters carry over into the next movie? So whenever Godzilla, what other letter can we put in between those two? Godzilla, I don't know. Let's just put versus. Did we have a versus or was it V? Maybe it's just V. Maybe we just put V. Godzilla. I don't remember what it was. I think it was versus. Yeah, it was versus. So let's just put the V. Let's just go V now. Because, well, I don't know if it was the fifth movie. I probably already had 5 movies. Yeah. So just make it ridiculous. I don't care. But I like seeing that one character just kind of carry over. So hopefully we can get something like that. InGen's story was the first trilogy. Yeah, I could definitely see that being a thing, like InGen part of it. But it was like subtle. It wasn't like a full. I don't know. It wasn't like the full thing, but it kind of was, I guess. I don't know. Claire's story and her journey, yeah, for the second ones. First 2 Monsterverse movies had great human characters, and the next films was okay-ish, maybe. Yeah, I agree. Like, I liked the first movie and those characters. I did. I really liked those characters. I thought they felt grounded and real and stuff, and yeah, I think they don't get enough time to shine like throughout the series, but it's fine. It's fine. I really like the second one. Like, I love those characters and everything, and I love how their stories continued a little bit. But I don't know. I really like the podcaster dude is funny. Like, I find him funny, but like their stories are less consequential to the entire thing, it feels like. And the little girl who like communicates with Kong and stuff, like, it's super cool. So, and she feels like she needs to continue on, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we get Trapper. I feel like Trapper needs to have another movie. Now we're just talking about Godzilla Kong universe. But yeah, I don't know. And AHQ says, I feel like you need good human characters in order to experience the story and give it meaning. Yeah, of course. I'm not saying you don't. Like, I really want good characters out of them. And that's what we got in Jurassic Park and the Lost World. We got really good characters that we cared about. But it wasn't about following their entire journey. It wasn't the focus, like, of them completely. Like, we don't need that complete journey from here to here across 3 movies. We really don't. I'm fine with some gaps, and just kind of like, I know I hated it at the time, but like when we find Grant not being with Ellie in Jurassic Park 3, my brain like literally imploded. Like I was like, what is happening? What happened in all of that time? I love that. So yeah, I think those were great characters that didn't have a full, like it wasn't about their full arc really, like in the following subsequent movies. So that's what I mean, really. Have a good one, Alex. Thanks for coming. But was there anything else? I think that was about it. So we just got to figure out who's the story about? Who is it about? I mean, like, I could certainly see them being like, this is going to be Scarlett's story for 3 movies. I could certainly see them doing that, obviously. But I don't know. I would love it if they're just like, you know what? We're going to make this about the dinosaurs and, you know, the abuse of people in power to, you know, use these dinosaurs, which that's what they were trying to do with Jurassic World, but it didn't really pan out because it wasn't a sole focus totally. It was part of the focus for sure. But I would love to see that expanded upon maybe in a way that people appreciate more, you know? I liked it in those 3 movies, but I know a lot of people didn't. So if they were to focus it in a way that, you know, the dinosaurs and using it, whatever the ulterior motive is for these life-saving benefits, maybe there's something in there. I don't know. Are there any characters from the first 6 movies you would like to see as cameos? All of them. I want all of them, but like, if one that makes sense for me is still Dr. Wu. I still would like to see him. Like, he is a central character that, you know, gets a little bit of time here and there, and I could see that happening, you know, in the future again. You know, you get a little bit of moments here with Dr. Wu. He's redeemed at this point, you know, he's back, but I want I don't know. Nick Van Owen. Eddie's story would be half a story. It wouldn't really be the full thing. But Nick Van Owen, let's get back to that. The Kirby's, let's get back to the Kirby's, I guess. There's not really a lot of cameos that make a ton of sense. I mean, if you want to bring in the original ones, I'm sure you could find Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm something to do in the future. I mean, I personally think they're probably done at this point. But, you know, maybe there's a chance they try to link up again. Could happen. And yeah, Spinorex, this is a great place to end it. We know whose story it is. It's going to be the long grass story. Yeah. It's the story of the long grass. And that's all. That's what it's about. So, thank you, everybody, for being here. Again, please go to JurassicParkPodcast.com. Check out episode 403, where I talk about this recent news and some other things as well. Go check out that one. You can go follow us over on Blue Sky. We are on there now. It's a pretty great platform so far. I've had a good time over there. Great substitute for the hellscape that is Twitter. So you can find the Jurassic Park Podcast over there, Jurassic Park Pod, and then myself, Brad Jost, over there as well. And, of course, go subscribe to my newsletter, which never wants to load on the first try, over on Substack. Just search for me, Brad Jost, or you can go to JurassicParkPodcast.com/newsletter. Please find us on Spotify. You can listen to us there. But also find my other show, Grim Grinning Hosts, where we talk about theme parks and all kinds of pop culture stuff. This week, we just dropped a brand new episode, 2 hours long. 20 things we love about the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. We had some guests on the show. So there was 4 of us. We each picked 5 things, and we came up with 20 things that we love about the Tower of Terror in Florida. And a great episode. A lot of production put into it, so go check out that episode. And then the Forcecast has not put out a new episode in the past few weeks, but we will be back probably next week, I believe. So we went on a slight break here after Skeleton Crew, and we'll be back at it talking about the news. So go check out the Forcecast when you can. But yeah, that's it. And also go check out my Letterboxd account. Go follow me over there, Brad Jost as well. But yeah, that's all. Anything else I need to relay? I don't know. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun. Go talk about Jurassic World Rebirth while mowing your grass to your neighbors. That's cold. It's cold out now. No one's mowing their grass. You in Australia? I mean, maybe you are. But go talk somewhere else that makes more sense than that. Go get a haircut. Go get a haircut and talk to it about, with your barber, your stylist, whoever. Go talk about this movie. Ask them, did you know? Did you know this movie's coming out? Bye, folks.